think it went very, very, very well as a whole, is what I told the guys, that there's nothing I can tell them right now to make them see that. But in 2 weeks, in 4 weeks, in a month, in a year, in 5 years, I think they're going to look back and understand not only what they accomplished to get here, but what they have accomplished from what they had to look up to. I mean, you know, maybe not statewide, but in our little neck of the woods, the last 2 years we had a very, very good basketball team at Oakdale High School, very good. And we graduated 10 seniors. And, you know, what Jared and Anthony Gillespie did as returning guys as seniors, I'm putting it all on them because I asked them to do so much as seniors to replace those guys. Not scoring, and Jared, he can score with anybody. You saw that tonight. He's probably the best player on the floor as far as I was concerned. But what they did in developing the teammates, this guy right here, Sean Joji, Corey Schlee, sophomore, Sean McGackey from the JV team, it was amazing to see the transformation, what they did. And if you hadn't been involved in athletics and you've never been a coach, you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. But I'll respect them more for what they did from that aspect.
Coach, I've watched you guys play a ton over the last several years. Can you speak to the toughness that your team has in putting together that second half run? A lot of teams would have just folded at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have asked me November 15th, I'm not so sure, you know, what my answer would be. But again, I'm gonna put it to Jared and Anthony Gillespie, and it took the whole season long. You know, I knew we had talent. There was no doubt about it. You watched them play. We have some talented kids. So I've never said we didn't have talent or woe is me. We're graduated 10 guys. I could use that crutch. But again, I've done this long enough that you have to have that leadership. You have to have that camaraderie as a team. And again, what they faced, and you can say, well, it's this pressure they put on themselves of what they felt they had to do because of the other team. That's full of crap because, I mean, there was pressure on them. Everyone, you know, how good are you going to be? And, you know, this and that. And so along with what they had to do, they're facing that. So yeah, I mean, they're pretty tough. They definitely don't take after their coach, that's for sure. I'm a pussycat.
Jared, you had a huge second half against Century, another big second half tonight. Talk to me about your mentality coming out in a second half and needing those points to get you all to the next game.
I mean, the biggest thing for us at halftime was to get our guys to not hang their head. We know we had to come out with energy because there's not another game after this if you don't win. So I told the guys in the locker room, don't hold your head down, move on to the next play. And you know, in that third quarter we made a run, fourth quarter made a run, but you know, those athletes are amazing, and the things they did, it's hard to stop. So
I know it's hard to sit here right now coming off the floor, but you know, Coach kind of spoke to what you've been a part of the last several seasons here at Oakdale. What do you think you're going to take from the overall picture?
The last 4 years have been incredible. I mean, playing for this program, this coach, just being around the guys we've had the last couple of years is something that I take with me to college and throughout my life, just the relationships we have with all these guys. But it's definitely tough knowing that I'll never put on an Oakdale uniform for Coach Connolly again. So it's just tough.
Jared and Sean, first 4 minutes of the second quarter, they won a big run. What had to get better, you know, from that point on, you know, from your guys' standpoint?
I just think we let them get to the paint a little too easy sometimes. You know, and then when they get it and throw it up, we had to rebound a little bit better. I think we made that adjustment in the third quarter and into the fourth, but you know, it's hard to battle with guys that have 5 inches on you on almost every position. But you know, we fought and we did everything that we had to do to get back in the game.
Coach, I mean, or any of you guys, I mean, the energy that it took to get back, I mean, you guys had all the momentum. Did you feel like when you took the lead, you were maybe 1 or 2 possessions from really grasping it? And I guess if you could just speak to how quickly Oakland Mills answered that run. Did it feel like you got back and then it got away from you, you know, pretty quick?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, again, you've done this long enough. You go on runs, like you said, and another team got a run. They got that run in the second quarter. So, you know, we were, you know, down 14. We just play every possession. All right, let's not take a quick shot. There's no 14-point shot. There's no 12-point shot. Let's run our offense. I think we did a great job in the second half running the offense. These guys, screened well and executed our offense. We got a lot of good looks. I think we got some good looks early in the first half, but I think they were too quick shots. I think we took more time in the second half and just chipped away. So, yeah, obviously when you get back, you take a deep breath, but I don't think, I mean, they're here. They're a pretty good team. They're going to answer runs, to move on, and they did.
From the Middletown game on, I mean, you guys didn't have any easy ones, and you guys were down a couple in some of those games. Did that help you in a game like this?
Yeah, coming out early in the playoffs, you're going to get everyone's best shot, especially when it's coming down to last games for seniors. They're not going to just fold like Jared did today. He's going to step up like it's his last game. Definitely having those close games helped us, and when we played Edmonton earlier this year, we were in the Governor's Challenge. We were down by 15 or 16 at halftime, and we came back and put ourselves in the same position. So they played with Edmonton. I think Oakland Mills won by 2 or 3. So we knew that if we come back in Edmonton, we come back in the same thing because they're similar teams.
And this can again be for anybody. Just you guys got 3 looks down the stretch, 3 threes. You're down by 3 points. All look like good, shots. Just for what you guys were working for in those situations. I mean, did you execute the plays other than making the shots exactly how you had hoped?
Yeah, I mean, we got open looks. It just didn't fall. There's nothing you can do about that. Sometimes you're going to shoot well, sometimes you're not. But, the plays we ran, we got the shots that we wanted. They didn't fall. So we couldn't ask for better execution down the stretch. We just, didn't get as lucky as we would have wanted.
Jared, you talked about that, and I know Sean McGocky, he had one of the threes, and when Anthony was taking his free throws, I saw him hunched over, and he came over and just tapped him on the shoulder. Did you do that because you thought maybe he was thinking about that miss, or do you remember that at all?
I mean, yeah, down the stretch, clutch free throws, it's hard to miss one, but you got to step back up and make the next one. I just try to encourage all the guys I play with on the floor and, try to get the best out of them. So Sean and Anthony were amazing tonight, along with Corey, Sean, Trevor, anyone in the game. We fought, just the ball didn't roll the way we wanted it to.
Last question, anybody? Good. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations on the great season.
Make it hotter.